I think it would probably be the Lincoln Lutheran game. I think we were down 0-14, and they just happened to run a bubble screen to him, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be terrible because I'm going to get knocked out or something. But I went up strong-heartedly and went in, and apparently my head hit his knees and made him flip over and caused him to have an injury on his knees, so I was like, yay! But probably my freshman year, I was in a JV game against Omaha Christian Academy, and I was playing as a cornerback at that time in 8-man football, so defensive back. And the running back came into my side, and I was kind of worried because I was just like some tiny 5'3", 110-pound kid trying to tackle this guy who was the same size, but I overhyped myself in saying he was probably 275 pounds of just pure muscle going at me. But I tackled him, and then shortly after the play, I kind of tripped over him and then just walked all over him and then stepped on his helmet. And the truth actually behind that is I actually did it on purpose because I just wanted to show the coaches like, hey, I'm tough, I'm out here, whatever you want I can do for you. But that was kind of the story to that. And then I thought they were really knowledgeable about everything that they did. Like, you definitely could see a difference between our freshman year and to our senior year, and that showed it on the football field, and it showed us out besides the football field, it shows how to be true men in different situations. So, last game it kind of felt a little bit different. I was more relaxed. I didn't really realize it was my last game until it was over, until about an hour over, and then I was like, wow, that was it. That summed up my high school career.
Freshman year, I was a running back and ended up scoring a touchdown and then doing the whoo. That was pretty fun. And another one is when GC West game and John Waller made the sack. He's walking up and shaking himself all over the place. Yeah, that was pretty fun. And then seeing Tanner get all the sacks and just all his great hits that everyone's making, that was pretty awesome. When we're in the huddle, it's pretty funny. All the guys are just cracking jokes and just Twos and Sam and Joe and everybody, Trevor, and just a really fun group of guys in the line down there. Then when it's game time, the mentality changes to complete opposite. It's just hardcore focused. Just do your blocks. Just do what you need to do to win the game or win your guys' battle or whatever. It's taught me how to be a respectable man. Coach Warren's taught me a whole lot about being a good character in life. The whole football team's taught a lot to me. Just how to be a brother to everybody, how to be a family. That's what I really liked, is everyone on the team was a family. We all were close, everybody. It's fun.
Well, when my dad heard about who the coaching staff was going to be, he's like, you're going out for football. No question, you're going to go and you're going to play for probably the best coach you'll ever play for. And I was like, okay. And I had no clue what football was. I had no clue how to play it. I didn't know the tight end from the quarterback, so it was kind of rough. But senior year, it was a lot easier. Still, definitely wasn't the best one out there, but it was a lot easier than junior year. Definitely. Football has taught me how to take criticism, because I don't take criticism well. Okay. And when I have a difference of opinion, I just need to keep my mouth shut and just agree. That's rough.
Hurrah check.
Hurrah check. Hey, Stinson. You just catch the ball, John Green. Catch the ball, John Green. Every time. I mean, I didn't catch it, but it's definitely a tough loss. And I had there were some balls I should have caught, and they were just right out of the reach. So I blamed a lot of it on myself. And a lot of people stayed out after the game, and I walked back in the locker room with John Waller, and there really wasn't much to be said.
Kind of numb.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt a lot of, I guess, kind of sadness that this is the last time I'm going to play high school football ever again, and I kind of regretted not playing my sophomore year. So.
Remember freshman year, I was 150 pounds, 5'8". I started on the offensive line for half the games, and it was really bad. I just got stomped on. And so it's just been like, it's been great to just get bigger, get better, and actually be competitive with other teams. I just remember there was a play where the quarterback fumbled the ball and jumped on it, and he had been laying on it for like 5 seconds. Then the ref came over, pulled everyone else off of it. Right before he pulled up the quarterback, Joe reached in and grabbed the ball out. And the quarterback clearly had the ball, and the ref signaled that it was their ball, and then another ref came in and said that he didn't see anything. So then they gave us the ball randomly, and they gave me the fumble recovery. That was a pretty awesome memory.
Is there ever a time that you made a tackle and you would hear from the announcer somebody else's jerseys being called?
All the time.
And what are you thinking? What are you thinking at that moment?
Well, usually it was Rouse, so I'd just be really pissed off at Rouse. Well, twos would just make a bunch of weird hand motions, just yell at us the whole time. And he would say the play, yell the play once, and if he didn't get it, he would just yell at you for another 20 minutes. And he would just yell at the sideline the whole time, get the play in. So.
That Lincoln Christian game, when I broke my leg, it was just I don't think I'll ever forget that feeling that once I knew that it was bad, that I wasn't gonna be able to help my team anymore, and it hit home right there that I was probably gonna be done for a long time. And when the team was losing that game and I was on the sideline and I couldn't move, it was probably one of the worst feelings of my life. This group of guys is probably one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. Just the love that we have for each other, and how they portray it through picking on me and giving me the most crap they possibly can about anything they can possibly think of. And I don't know, they do it because we all mess with each other just because we love each other so much, and that's how close we are. We're literally brothers, and brothers fight and brothers pick on each other, but brothers also love each other and pick each other up when someone gets down. We fight for each other. When somebody's getting at one of our teammates, we go and we punch them in the face. So literally. And so I think it's really cool that I got to be a part of a group like this. And so I was thinking about it. I was I used to kick back in 6th grade. I was a soccer player. I'd kicked a football a couple times. And so Wednesday at practice, I went out with Dakota, and I was I'm gonna see if I can practice some field goals. And I went out there with Dakota, and he helped me, taught me a couple little tricks. And next thing I knew, I was up there Friday game day, and I kicked the extra point, which I thought that was really cool that I got a score in my last game. And I just wanted to help the team any way I could. It's taught me discipline. It's taught me how to take instruction and put my all into something not for myself. Football is such a team sport, and I'm used to basketball, which if I have the ball in my hands, I can make a move and I can get a layup with my own ability. But in football, there's 150 plays a game, and you're probably going to touch the ball on a good game 5 or 6 times. And so for me, playing 100% for 150 plays, not for myself but for my team and for my coaches and for my brothers, that was probably the coolest thing that it taught me, is how to be unselfish.
This year I got to hang out with the linemen and got a lot closer with Coach AT. There was one game where there was a fumble recovery and I ran off the field, and AT gave me one of these and I jumped up, thought he's gonna knock me over. He just picks me up and holds me there for a little bit, and I thought that was kind of cool. It's kind of a memory I have. I don't know. It was awesome listening to them and having them teach me. And it was just a really fun year. I had a blast. Time to wake up. Oh, I heard that a lot. It's time to wake up. And game's on us. Heard that one a lot. Squeeze, Rouse, squeeze. Heard that one a ton. Get off the ball. I don't know. It's not the best one.
Okay.
Yeah. First game, my half sack. Trevor didn't like that very much. It was his full sack. I got credit for half of it anyways. He had the sack and I came off and finished it. But it was still fun. And I don't know, that was a good memory. I loved working with Trevor as the other D-end. No breaks, because there were hardly any D-ends at the beginning of the season, so it was a lot of fun. It's taught me how to be a man. I don't know, it's taught me how to fight through adversity. Like, the football team faced a lot of adversity. And it's made me a lot tougher and a lot stronger, a lot more confident. Because like every game I would go out a little bit pretty nervous, tough fight out there on the field. But what the game taught me was that even when you're facing hard situations, you just have to fight through them. And when you fight through them, you can do a lot more than you originally thought. You can do a lot more is possible than what you originally think. And I discovered that every game, like, wow, can't believe I'm actually doing this. Can't believe I just made that play. Can't believe I'm out here playing football. And, you know, if they felt like long games and nerve-wracking games, it just gave me the strength and confidence to be able to fight them. It was hard because football these last 2 years have been a big part of my life. I've put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. And knowing, like, all summer long I spent every day at school preparing. Spent every day after school practice. When I wasn't at practice, I'd be watching film and reading my playbook. And Saturdays I'd be watching more film. I don't know, just a lot of time was put into football. And then when I walked off the field, knowing that it was all over, and knowing that I never pad up and play for Concordia again, it was just kind of a weird feeling. And it was really sad. It was really hard. But I felt proud walking off. I was really proud of myself for coming out and playing again. I don't know, I just thought it was the best decision ever. I would thank God every day that the coaches were there at the orientation to rope people in, because otherwise I would have been out there. It was fun. I had a great time. It was a really sad time walking off the field after that last game.
It means a lot to me. It's definitely one of the reasons I chose to go to Concordia, is just to stay with my friends and stay playing sports with them. And football is the main sport, and I just always have it on my mind.
That's America's sport, you know, it's kind of what you do. It's so much fun being able to go out and hit people while I get in trouble for it, and scoring touchdowns in front of people. That's what it's all about. Coach Tieglin.
Okay. And describe him. If someone said, I don't know who that is, how would you describe him?
He's a pretty cool dude. He's really laid back, which is really important with quarterbacks. So, like, it's a stressful situation. I come on the sidelines, it just helps a lot how calm he is and everything, versus being all amped up, and because that's not what you want to be when you're a quarterback. You're trying to be calm. So that just really helped a lot, being calm.
Okay. Okay, the question everybody wants to know, Sam, what happened that final game?
The ejection.
Yeah.
Well, I just kind of lost my cool, I guess. That team was just really disrespectful to some of our players, and I had it. So I just went after one guy specifically, and just kind of almost stopped remembering what happened. You know, yeah, it was crazy.
So for you, it was, I've had enough. You've beat on my team far enough.
Yeah,
it ends here.
Yeah, it was what it felt like for me anyway.
And then when you walked up, then you realized, wait a minute, I'm out,
Yeah. It was,
what's the thought that's going through your head?
I just couldn't believe it. I just thought it was the stupidest thing I've ever done because it took me away from the whole second half and my team. Like, yeah, it was a rough moment.
Favorite memory was just showed brotherhood because after Sam got ejected, the huddle was pretty fired up, and we scored on the next play. And like before that play, we all said that we're gonna play the rest of this game for Sam. And like that was just super cool that we said that, and then we literally scored on the next play. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I believe it was 11 draw was the play, something like that. And I got the snap and I ran up the middle. I think someone took out my legs, and then someone hit me in the head, and just felt like a firework went off inside of my helmet. And then like just kind of went black, and then I woke up to Stephanie. Hey, are you alive? What's the deal? So I mean, I've never been hit like that, so it's kind of scary, but fine. Yeah, it's an amazing group of dudes.
I'd do anything for my brothers.
In both seasons, the first game of each season really stood out to me. Both of them were just really hopeful, especially last season because we just came off of a winless season and we were all just wondering, did we really get better? Did our coaches really help us? Did we really prepare? When we came out and we smashed Lincoln Lutheran, and so that was huge for all of us. We were just elated. So that was pretty incredible. And then this season, first game against Johnson County. We didn't know much about them, but we came out there and we realized we were playing a team that was just really physical, really big guys. Maybe not the best skilled players, but they were going to come and hit us hard on their home field. And so we got down in that game, and we could have just said, we'll just let another one get by us. We got the rest of the season, but we pulled it out in the end, and we managed to hang on and win in overtime. So that was just a really cool feeling to get that overtime win. Yeah, first of all, I love everyone on my team. I'm so glad I get to play with all you guys, and thanks for playing with me. I love my defense. I love it when we just go crazy, we make huge plays, we celebrate, and we just go wild. It just felt great this year to be able to actually, take it to other teams. And so that felt really cool. Okay, my favorite play of the year was against Ashland Greenwood. It was towards the end of the game, I think. They were running an option play. And normally an option, you're supposed to just pick one guy and stick with him, but for whatever reason I decided I was going to take both guys. So I went and hit the quarterback as he was trying to option it, forced the ball out, and then went and basically went straight for the ball and hit the running back out of the way to dive on it to get the fumble recovery. So that was my favorite play of the year. I think football has challenged me more than anything else I've done in my life, honestly. It's taught me just keep going, believe in yourself, and really never give up because, like I said, freshman, sophomore year, I don't think any of us thought we were ever really going to be much, but I guess we just thought we were just a little group of guys that, we're just not as good as everyone else, but then we discovered if we put in the hard work and we just keep at it, we can do anything, so I think that's what I learned from it. Going into the game, I don't think I was really sad. I think I was just excited to get to play another game, but at the same time, I was just nervous the whole game, just really hoping and just honestly praying that it would end well. Just asking that we'd have our one last hurrah. And I'm still, despite the loss, I'm really proud of that game. For us to step out there and play, a really good opponent, they're heading off to the playoffs. To step out there, and there were so many times during that game where we kept fumbling the ball and whatever. We could have just given up and said, you know what, they beat us, we'll take it, it's what we do. But we really fought that game and it came down to the wire. I was just really proud of everyone.
Game against Louisville, I got a touchdown pass, and as I was approaching the end zone, I would just do this, and it just kind of happened, and
So then every time I scored a touchdown, that was kind of expected from me, and all the guys would joke around about that a lot. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll just change it up some games, but then the next time it'd be. So I guess that kind of stuck with me. And
So was the first time spontaneous?
yeah, it just kind of happened. I was just like, that's right, I scored a touchdown. And then I saw on film that the guy was actually like right behind me, so probably wasn't the smartest idea. Alright, so after I had this really long kickoff return run, you know, pretty cool, I had a bubble screen, pretty much a play after, and once I took the steps to go back, both of my calves cramped up. So I finished the run, I get tackled, and their trainer runs over, and she's just like, are you okay? Which leg? I'm just like, both of them. She's like, okay, just relax because it's all mental now. I'm just like looking at her, just like, no, this is definitely not just mental, but I was just like, you're the other team's trainer, I'm not going to question where you're from, just whatever. And then I get to the sideline, and Cayman's running over, and he's like, here, you gotta drink it, you gotta eat this mustard, and I was just like, ugh. And then Warren just tells me, get it down, don't taste it, and just turns away. I'm just like, oh, thanks, coach. All right, and then they come over like, do you hydrate? I'm like, yeah, I hydrate all day. They're like, well, that's your problem. You just hydrated today. I'm like, coach, that's not what I meant, but by that time it's too late. So, yeah, I would say that would be one of those moments. I think we're all pretty satisfied with how we played, and since for a lot of us this was the last time ever putting on the pads, kind of a surreal moment, and just kind of like holding off all the thoughts until we get in the locker room, that way we can compose ourselves or just have time with the friends. Football has taught me and showed me what hard work leads to. Because if you skipped out on a workout or didn't do the right route or just kind of gave a play off, it would show, and you'd be frankly embarrassed of it, and they would make sure you knew that you messed up, and so it's showed me that hard work leads to success.
It's not called. It was called I Tried to Look Cool. It didn't work. Well, cause like I was trying to think like the guys like got really look big and that whole thing, except like I just looked like a monkey. It just didn't turn out very well. It, like in my mind it looked really good, and then I saw on film, and then I realized like everybody was laughing. So like, probably my favorite memory was Johnson County, because we'd won games before that like every time we won, kind of like that really blew them out, but we won securely and like we didn't have to fight for it. But Johnson County was probably the first win where we had to like really fight for it and really had to go at it, and just like the feeling of like you worked so hard and you actually won. So that was probably like one of the few games where I could not give any more. Like I gave my all and there was nothing left in me after that. And then to see it pay off felt really good. Well, definitely Sam, because whenever I have to go up against Sam on any line drill, I'm like, I don't know, someone like, I want to go up against Kenny, someone else come here. Because Sam was probably the biggest and most aggressive guy on our team. And other than that, you couldn't put Sam down. It was like, if you went up against Sam, you could maybe beat him once, but each time you beat him, he just come back even angrier and like better. So you beat him a couple of times, but eventually it's just all going to boil up inside him. He's just going to beat you up. And he made that known, like, after the play, once the bell whistled, or bell, whatever did the thing.
The whistle?
So, like, after the whistle blew, Sam would always, like, he'd still hit you, and he'd still try to cheap shot you. So, like...
Would he say anything?
No, well, sometimes, like, words you're not supposed to say. Yeah. He just, like, hit you, say something, just walk away, and just do it again, so yeah. I remember our first home game. I remember I was coming out of the tunnel going outside, and the sun was at just an angle where, like, it just hit you in the eyes, you couldn't see anything. It's right when you enter the door, everything's kind of opened up, we could finally see. It was really cool. It was a pretty nice moment playing at home. I didn't really go up to anyone after the game, so I was just really upset and angry, so I just walked off immediately. But then, like, I didn't cry or anything until I went up to Cody, because Cody came in afterwards, and obviously he took it really hard because that last play. Like, I was upset, and I talked to him. I'm like, hey, just don't take it too much on yourself. Like, you're still my teammate, your brother, my brother. I'm like, I'm not going to be that upset about you. It's all right, man. And, like, he took it really hard that we lost last game, and that hit me really hard, and I started crying because I remember my sophomore year, like, this last senior game, like, oh, whatever. I don't care. I'm not a senior. Like, you see that that kid really cared about my last senior game, that he honestly cared about how I felt, was like touching for me.
I'd say the Boys Town game, because I was coming back from my concussion. I didn't really know how that game was going to go, and I thought it went pretty well. Even though we lost, I still thought we played pretty good. It's pretty much that they're a beatable team, just like anyone that we play. We can beat anyone. He always said that we could beat anyone that we play this year. It's just about kind of how much we want it. And so that's just kind of what the message was that week, and pretty much every week. So practice was just all about focus and trying to make sure we had 0 mistakes, 100% of all the reps. I hate
For
offensive
that.
line, pretty much.
Because
I just don't like blocking on the line. I rather would have played fullback, but you know, that's where Coach wanted me, so can't argue with Coach Warren.
did you ever say, Coach, I can play, I can be a fullback?
Oh yeah, I said that a lot over the summer.
And
But, he said no, and he said if you want this team to win, you got to play on the line. I was like, all right, no arguing with that. Well, freshman year is kind of a haze because I was hospital ridden most of that time with a broken leg and had a lot of morphine. But sophomore year was cool. I mean, it wasn't as successful as I would have liked it to be for me, just because I was coming back from that. Junior year, it was kind of where I felt like the football season for my high school career actually kind of started. Because we actually started like kind of gaining some traction, and then you know, like going into senior year, I was just so excited for this season because you know we've had these coaches for a year and we've had all this preparation, and so I was just ready to go this season. I was just really tired after the game. I was sad because it was kind of a heartbreaking loss with 1 second left, and that's just what happens. But I just remember kind of just saying hi to everyone, thanks everyone for coming, and then I was walking in. It was just kind of a sad moment because I kind of realized that this is probably it for me. I hadn't really kicked in yet. It's just, I guess it's just a weird kind of feeling thinking I don't have to go to practice Monday anymore. But yeah, it's kind of a sad feeling. I mean, you can't really get much closer in a team for football because you're kind of out there getting kind of either killing or getting killed together. So that just kind of creates kind of a special bond between people. And it's great knowing you can always count on those guys out there and that they always got your back and everything. I think that's something that we'll all miss kind of as time goes on.
Probably, oh man, I can't limit it to one. Pretty much any time I ever crack blocked would be on the top of my list. Punt return in the Fort Calhoun game, Mark Sisson was running it back and was just kind of running down the side, and he made eye contact with me, and I kind of like, over here. And he ran over there, and this guy had no clue I was coming and just leveled him. It was awesome. I think our class brought a lot of competitiveness and athleticism that the school hasn't had in the bulk that we brought it, with the leadership and the just athletic ability that we brought to the table really helped turn around the program. At the beginning of the season, we went to go see the movie Where the Game Stands Tall, and what they did was walk out 2 by 2. So a couple of us seniors got together and decided that we wanted to do that too, because it really displayed composure and that we were going to fight together as brothers instead of separate, just running out there like a bunch of crazy people. It took us, most of us, quite a while to get off the field on that last game. I personally did not want to leave at all, just because I knew it would be the last time I'd be walking off that field playing. It was hard. Yeah, I just kind of laid down in the north end zone, just kind of laid there for a little bit, just thinking about football.
One of my best high school memories was sophomore year. We were out in pre-practice, and Tanner was holding and we were kicking field goals, and we needed someone to snap the ball, so we called Rouse, who was on the sideline. And hanging on the drain pipe and bends over and snaps the ball from there. And from then on, we never did get anything done in that pre-practice, and that was probably one of my favorite memories. But that goes to show you that we weren't always that focused, and that's what leads to all the losses that we had. And the coaches that we have this year have brought the, more of a harsher mentality, and more, and they make us focus more, which leads to ultimately winning games. Well, a huddle with Tanner has gotten a lot better over the years. I'll admit, like sophomore year, we'd run out on the field and they'd be like, spread 8, and they'd be like, I don't remember the rest play, just go long, something like that. But no, this year and last year, it's gotten so much better, and he communicates very well, and he also steps in and lets you know what you need to do and what not to do. He's a great player, and he knows what everyone's doing on the field way more than I know, and I think that's what one of his greatest aspects are. Probably Lincoln Lutheran, when on the first play of the game, kick return, I got the ball and I got hit, and boy, my ankle hurt so bad and I didn't know what to do. I kind of stayed in and kept playing, and I played on it and then eventually got it spatted, and then we ran a play where I didn't think I was going to be able to go, and I just kept running, and my ankle was hurting really bad, but I eventually made a couple of moves in the end zone, and that sparked the team, and I could tell the team was really focused and got, they got the energy, and after that, they just took it to them, and they ended up scoring like 5 more touchdowns while I was sitting on the sideline. Yeah, that was tough to grasp. I mean, you got so many emotions that I didn't even know what to think. I mean, from just taking off my pads and, talking to everybody else, walking into the locker room, and knowing that's your last time, was difficult. Schwarting was laying in the north end zone, and I went and helped him up. I went around and hugged all the senior guys, and we walked up to like the gate, a couple of us, and then we just looked back and they were shutting off the lights, and that was the moment where I knew it was over, and